bunking every hole. Keep bunking every hole. Keep bunking every hole.
There it is. Tell me your name, where you're from.
Nate Sexton, Eugene, Oregon.
Nice shot, Nate.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Disc Golf Live Video Magazine. Winter has settled in across the United States, but we've got some warm weather footage to help get through till spring. A pair of international events take center stage this time around. We've got the European Championships from Switzerland, along with the Japan Open. We'll see Final 9 footage from both these events and more when we get started right after this.
Production and distribution of Disc Golf Live is made possible through the generous support of our underwriters. Thanks for your support.
The folks at Spin TV have created a great series of videos from the 2014 Japan Open, all available online in stunning HD. We'll pick up the action as the Final 9 gets underway.
All right, Spin TV family, as promised, we have the third of three, the Final 9. It's come down to this. 90 holes have been played at the 2014 Japan Open out at Nassau Highland Golf Club. And I have here with me somebody who was part of this, who played well enough all weekend to earn a spot on this vaunted card. I've got Dave Feldberg here. Welcome, man.
How you doing, James?
This Final 9 is going to start on hole 18, and it has a pretty unique format. It's going to play 18, 1, 2, 17, 18, and then cycle again, 1, 2, 17, 18. This was so the spectators could have a good view. It never got too far from the clubhouse, and it adds some interesting elements to this round, which Dave is going to lend his insight to. All right. Hole 18, you remember it from the fifth round. It is a par 3. It's 100 meters. You've got that bunker sitting right in front of the pin, which you look at it because of the angle it sits on. And the rain started to fall, Dave. So what's the challenge of this hole right here?
The challenge is just to make sure you don't throw it in the bunker. You know, if people have seen the Japan Open in the past, this is the bunker I threw in to lose the 2010 Japan Open on the final hole. So you got to stay away from it. It's very dangerous.
And how much was that in your mind? 4 years removed, they haven't had this tournament, you come back, you make this final card. What are you thinking about right here as your tee?
I'm thinking throw it to the right of the basket, make sure you get a good skip, and it seems like that's what the other two players are thinking.
Definitely. You see, everybody's going to opt for a backhand hyzer approach here. They're going to err on it, leaving it wide. And if you remember, Macbeth lost 2 strokes on 17 and 2 strokes on 18 to come into this Final 9, 5 behind Ricky. Nico was 4 behind and Dave was 6. So Paul's got some work to do, and he puts one right near the pin.
He makes it easy for me to copy his line. Paul was clutch there. He was not going to lay up like the other two gentlemen. He wanted to make a stroke early and make a statement.
And that's definitely what his caddy was telling him to do right before the round. And I heard Steve Rico saying, draw blood, go for it early. And when you're in 4th place on a Final 9, you know you can't get 5th. So how much more aggressive are you going to play than maybe the 1st or 2nd place person?
Completely aggressive, all out. I'm going to give it everything I have. If I'm here where Ricky's at, I'm trying to make it. But Ricky surprisingly lays up. Not in his blood, but I think he's ready to win. He's ready to be a champion.
And he does have that cushion lead, so the layup does make sense, even though he's known for going for those big putts. Paul is going to sneak one in over the top of the cage right there and pick up that birdie, getting a stroke early.
He puts the pressure on me here. These putts aren't easy with 150 class. And Paul led the way, and I followed him, and we drew blood.
Definitely not easy, especially when you factor in the rain and the fact that you've already played around today, so fatigue has to be a factor at some point. We'll see some cleanups here on hole 18, and we're going to move to a much tougher hole. we've got hole 1, 279 meters, par 4, OB on the right, tree line on the left, and now you've got a gallery watching. What's the added pressure of a really tight drive with a gallery at your back?
You want to show off. And, you know, the first time I ever got to the hole, Sam Farron said to me in the final 9, make the disc look small, like Paul tried to do here. Make it look real small, get it way down there, but he didn't put enough air on it, and it dropped out on him.
And there's definitely, on these downhill par 4s, which this course is known for having, you have that risk-reward factor. If you go high and get the distance, you may go right, you may tail out left, or you could play it short and down the middle with a little lower shot.
And I'm surprised as you see Ricky here and you'll see Nico, they're both throwing way left, throwing this Anheuser line they didn't use during the round. I think they're feeling the pressure already on the second hole, saying, I can't throw out of bounds.
You definitely don't want to throw out of bounds and make somebody like Dave or Paul think they have a chance to get in that window, especially when they birdie the first hole.
So here's Paul's chance. He looks like he puts a good move on it, but, you know, this hole struggled. He had 2 5s during the regular tournament, and now he's going to start with a 5 again, it looks like.
And you can see he lost his footing a little bit there. The conditions definitely affecting everybody's strategy. What did you do during this whole tournament to deal with these wet conditions?
I did what you have to do with 150 class in general, which is slow down. It's the best advice Ken Kleinmo ever gave me or my friends. Slow down. Disc golf's played too fast. Slow your shot down, slow your footwork down, and you'll make better shots and you won't slip.
And there was no stranger to the fact that everybody found out of bounds at some point in this tournament, so you know it's going to happen, and that's great advice. You just keep it in bounds as much as possible, understand that mistakes are going to happen, as you'll see coming up in some of these holes, and you just let it go.
I thought that shot was parked. Me and Ken thought that was parked. It's a very difficult, challenging hole.
Definitely challenging. Paul's going to run this long putt. Looking good. Heiser's out a little bit early, giving Dave a chance here to make up some more
Whoops,
strokes.
almost fell. Oh, I held it. Wow, that was close.
Held it, chained it, making some more strokes. Getting strokes in the first 2 holes is a great way to put pressure on a final 9. Is there a different mental strategy that you have going into maybe your last round? You came up from the chase card in your 5th round. How do you play knowing that there's 9 more?
I just wanted to play to attack, and I wanted to look flashy doing it. The flashier you look and the stronger you look, and I was trying to look focused in my face, so when they looked at me, they knew, uh-oh, this might be a battle. I'm not to walk this in. I'm going to have to play.
And definitely somebody with your experience winning this tournament before and playing here for many years. And some of these guys are, you know, Ricky and Paul, they haven't been here before. They're learning how to play these holes and play this tournament in particular. We're going to move on to hole 2. You guys will remember it's another very tough par 4. It's 273 meters, and this one, the basket's tucked to the right, up on a hill, and you've got the cart path behind it to the right.
At this point, I'm feeling it in my throw, and I threw a little low, and I really thought this was going to get the flex they did all weekend, and it flexed, but I think it caught the little hill right there, and that's a terrible position to be on this hole.
It is tough when you're playing up against that road. We did manage to stay in bounds.
Here comes the first mistake out of Ricky. I thought it was going to come back for him, and now he's opened the door.
This is the first, like you said, the first mistake of the final 9, and this is a spot where you can't give players like Nico or Paul Macbeth or even Dave Feldberg, you cannot give them a chance to think they can get back in this.
Nico catches a huge break. He turns it low, and instead of going out of bounds like Ricky, it cut rolls back to the middle.
And Paul is going to take the green destroyer that he's been throwing all weekend. He's going to actually keep it high, challenge the tree, get the advantage of going 4th off the box. You get to read what the wind is doing and how the conditions are playing, and
perfect drive, I
puts
thought.
a nice shot, very nice shot into the fairway. And Nico's, he's a little short on his drive, so this is a tough upshot.
I mean, I'm scared of this upshot. That OB is right behind it, hills on both sides, and this looks perfect from our angle. Even he thinks it's perfect, and it's still 50 short.
That's one of the challenges of these big par 4s and throwing 150 class discs. You really got to put a move on these upshots, not only with accuracy, but distance as well, if you want to have a look at birdie.
Now, Ricky doesn't get up and down here from there, and I'm surprised. With the sidearm, I thought he'd get much closer, and I think now there's an opening, so I go for the aggressive line here.
Yeah, tell me about this decision, playing the backhand towards the out of bounds.
I thought that at the worst I would touch the grass up there and take the putt for the 4P away from the out of bounds, which was makeable. But instead, they say down there we didn't touch, and I had to take it back. And it was probably the turning point. I was making a move right there and thought I had a chance to win the tournament still.
It was definitely a very aggressive shot, and then you bust out a forehand, and I can honestly say, I've known you a few years now, I can't say I've ever seen you throw a forehand.
It looks pretty smooth on tape. I didn't know I could overthrow it. Usually I have a short forehand, but with the 150 class, all it takes is a little flick of the wrist and you can get it down there.
You definitely got behind the pin, which is the safer way to play back, so it's not a terrible mistake to make at all.
But you can't even run putts like this out here. It's so dangerous. We had to lay these up. You never see me and Paul lay up from 35 feet. It's dangerous.
Definitely not. Even Ricky's going to lay up here since he's got that cushion lead. But here's Nico.
I thought he was going to lay this up at first, and then I was like, he's going to go for this.
He does go for it, and, you know,
money in the bank.
Nice, like they say, drive for show, putt for dough, and you're going to end on many top cards.
All week he made putts like that. Him and Ricky were slashing putts in the basket all week from 30, 35 feet.
And I said it before, and I'll say it again in this video, when you putt like that, and when Ricky Wasaki putts like that, like he did in Texas this year, he's hard to beat. And he's going to continue in to the 4th hole with still a good cushion. We're going to go to hole 17, another par 4, a lot of par 4s on this final 9, which allows for multiple stroke swings to happen. Whereas you don't see in normal disc golf 2-stroke swings happening on a lot of holes, it really opens it up.
It happens here, and I think that at this point Nico's thinking he has a chance to win, and he goes for the big shot off this tee with the big roller. I thought was a very dangerous decision, and instead of making a run to win, he puts himself back in the same position, OB, like Ricky was on the last hole.
So let's talk about this. We're on the 4th hole. You've got 5 to go. And Ricky's not really making too many mistakes. What's going through your mind at this point?
At this point, after I took that big number, I think, well, Ricky's out of range. Now it's a battle for 3 men to see who can get 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And after Nico's throwing OB there, I think there's an opening. But with shots like Ricky's throwing right here, his release seems off right now at this moment. And I'm thinking, these guys in front of me aren't thinking it's over yet. So that's good for me because they're chasing, leaving me a chance to maybe gain a stroke if they make a mistake chasing Ricky.
Definitely a couple different strategies that people are playing on this final 9, and land nicely in the fairway. And Ricky's got a pretty tough upshot to a green. It looks like he's going to lay up here.
Yeah, he's playing a game that I'm not used to seeing, but this is the maturing player of Ricky Wysocki. He's learning that he doesn't need to make every shot to win. He needs to not make mistakes.
As we saw Paul McBeth on the 5th round take a big number on this because of this tricky green. I think Ricky saw that and has learned from that. This green can make or break a lot of people. Tell me about the challenges of this particular hole.
Well, this green is on the right. They put this rock up here. It seems like it's designed for disc golf, even though it's for ball golf. And if you don't make it over the rock, you take a very big chance of going back into the bunker OB. A lot of players hit off the rock, were safe, into the bunker. It just depends on your luck at that point. But if you're a good player like Paul is here, you're going to throw it over the rock the whole way and never risk it.
And then it's up on the crest of the hill, and Paul actually hits the rock, but I guess we call that world champ love, flash in the ring, right?
Yep, it definitely hits the rock, gets through, and that's the kind of things you need to have to be in the finals like this. You have to have it working for you.
And sometimes it's a little bit of luck that helps the skill, but we call it the shooter's roll.
And Nico stays on fire with that putter, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just keeps hitting these big putts, and he's pressing. He actually took 2nd place away from Paul in that 4-stroke swing on those last 2 holes of the 5th round, and he doesn't want to give it back.
It doesn't look like he is, and it looks like to me Paul's surprised by this. He thinks that he was going to make a big run, and he's surprised that he's having a fight just to maintain 3rd position.
Definitely a fatigue sets in.
I almost missed that. Slipped out of my hand. It's wet out there, and those discs are light.
It's wet out there. You've played 90-something holes in the past 72 hours. This tournament compared to other tournaments, how does fatigue factor in?
It was very tiring, with the time changes and the playing all day and the weather. Even as a young man, I struggled with it. But as an old man coming to this tournament, I could see that it takes a passion of a 20-year-old to stay in it.
The Professional Disc Golf Association is the governing body for the sport of disc golf. From local tournaments to the amateur and professional world championships, the PDGA oversees sanctioned events for disc golfers of all skill levels. The PDGA is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to promoting disc golf around the world. To learn more about the PDGA, visit www.pdga.com. Get out and play a round of disc golf. The sport of the future is here today.
Our next video comes from a crew who call themselves LCGM8, on their YouTube channel. This is the European Championship held just a few months ago in Geneva, Switzerland.
All right, guys, Ian and Garrett, and we're back for part 2 of the European Championships 2014. So, Seppo Pashu just took the lead from Simon.
Yeah, he did last hole. Had a great drive and banged his putt.
Yep. And then we're on hole 10. And
That was a crush.
that was a bomb. Yuho is up next. After cutting a bird in the last hole as well. I think.
And the big old flex shots on this one.
Yeah. Posse Koivu with his drive. Wow, huge Annie.
Really cool.
And getting that flex at the end, staying in the fairway.
Right in the middle.
Wow, what a bomb. Means Simon's up last, and he can get there, Garrett.
Yeah.
He gets a really good pull.
Oh, that thing's moving.
Wow. Need to
Kinda
get it
right
up a
over-
little bit.
Yeah, a little bit higher, and it's right over where Seppo ended up.
Mm-hmm. Yuho with a second. Looks like he's probably just laying up for a 3. Seppo with his second shot.
Giving it a run.
Wow. Almost made that. Simon finished pretty much pin high, it looks like. Has this for a birdie. Putting with that P2 Psycho.
Yep. Ooh.
Wow. Gave it a run.
Yeah, decent runs. Giving it a chance pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Posse's birdie look. Has JR behind him. Filming. Oh, wow.
He's all over the basket today.
He is.
From really far out.
Seppo taps in the 2.
3.
3.
Yeah. Yep, easy birds for everyone, seems like.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I gotta imagine some people were cutting some eagles during the tournament.
Yeah. Get your drive a little more left and be in the putting circle.
Yep, definitely reachable for these guys. That's bringing us to hole 11, 449, another par 4. Looks like a double mando with a drop zone, if you missed that. And super straight with a slight finish to the left. And Seppo is up first.
Throwing down a roller. Ooh, looks like he might have missed that mando.
That did not look like it worked.
Yeah.
Yuho says, screw that roller business. I'm
Just making it through.
throwing an air shot and making some mandos, yeah. And that he did. Nice laser beam. Posse's throwing a forehand. Oh no,
roller.
Forehand roller. Oh
That
my,
looked like it came out weird.
he missed it too. So Simon, pretty good opportunity
Gotta
for him to
make the mando.
capitalize.
It looks like he did.
I think he did, yeah. Yep. So Seppo came up short of the mando on his roller.
Yeah, it's a pretty good position right there.
Yeah. Able to get it through, but really couldn't do much.
Yeah.
Posse, after missing the mando, has this for a 3rd. See the basket up there with the flag waving?
Oh, yep. Pretty good.
Yeah, maybe come up a little short, but not bad at all. Seppo with his 3rd. Throwing a nice hyzer at it.
Yeah, wrapping around that bush / tree.
Yep, smart play. And Simon, after a pretty nice drive, has this for his 2nd shot. Just laying up for a bird.
Throwing that Annie around there.
Yeah. Looked like he made it work. And Yuho got even farther than Simon.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was an awesome drive.
It'd be cool if I could say that one day. It'll never happen.
No, probably not.
Probably not. Posse, save par.
He'll probably just keep throwing farther and farther, and you'll just...
Keep getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Was that Yuho tapping in the bird? Yeah.
Yep.
And drop in par for Seppo, and Simon says, "I'm gonna take that lead you had back. We're tied again.
6 holes to go.
6 holes to go, and they're all tied up, bringing us to hole 12, 417 par 4. island green.
Yeah, it looks like there's a safe fairway, but island green. Yeah.
Yep. Yuho's pull. Looks like he's playing it safe along the fairway. And he's going to pitch in later.
Yeah.
Simon.
You'd think he would go for it.
I have a feeling he might.
Either just the risk of missing it's going to be too big, though, and he wants to...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just laying up.
He is, isn't he? Smart play.
Yep.
Can't really take risks when you're tied. Maybe if you're behind, you can take that risk.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Got to keep the pressure on the other guy.
Yep.
Who's this guy right here?
Yeah.
Seppo.
See what he does.
Yep.
I imagine he's probably going to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very similar looking shot. Looks like that'll work.
Let's see. Come on, Posse. You should give it a run.
Yeah.
People at home want to see it.
He can get it there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, all these guys can get it there.
417. That's pretty doable.
Yeah. It's crushing your dreams, Garrett.
I know. I'll go out there next year.
You can't blame him, though. It's a smart play.
Yeah, I'd do the same thing, probably.
Yep. So Simon's second. He's got to throw from a fairway onto the island green. And
Oh, wow.
No. Oh, my gosh.
That hurts a lot.
Was the wind got him, or just didn't give it enough?
Usually not Simon's problem.
Yeah, it's very
come up short.
un-Simon. Well, that makes up for it on that shot, but
Bummer.
it still hurts. So it looks like they're playing bunker rules here. So
no penalty.
Yeah, no stroke. You just got to keep throwing until you make it.
Mm-hmm.
And, which is only once in
Yep.
Posse's case. Oh, sorry, Yuho.
Seppo's got to make it on there.
Yeah.
Keep giving up those silly strokes.
Mm-hmm. Seppo just jump putting it onto the island, and he's going to take that lead back from Simon.
Hitting the pin.
Or erase that tie anyway.
Yeah,
So,
took the lead back.
so here's Posse's second.
Throw it in again.
Do it.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Look good from this angle.
Yeah.
Yuho for bird.
Nice.
Nice work, sir. Posse for his birdie. Not a problem. And Simon taking a par. Losing a stroke to the cart, it looks like.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah. Sure he birdied that every single time he played it before that.
Yeah.
So Seppo's got that one stroke lead over Simon now, and don't forget Yuho. He's only one stroke back of that. And we're to hole 13, 636 par 4, and this is legitimate par 4. They're probably not going to do this one.
No.
Yuho's drives out there. Looks like that'll work. Seppo's up next. Cranked it, Garrett.
Yeah. Hopefully that gets back in bounds. Yep.
Wow. Nice drive. About to look at Posse's drive right here.
Good throw.
Yeah, ripping up that hyzer flip. Getting some turn and some fade. He's out there.
Yep. See what Simon can do.
Oh man, that should be fun. Simon maybe could actually reach this pin if you really wanted to. Might need a 360 drive to do it, but he can do it, yeah.
That was definitely down there.
That was a bomb for sure. Yuho up next. The first to take a second shot. Throwing a hyzer towards the basket and really
Right up there.
Yeah.
A little bit short, but still definitely within the circle.
Yeah, within Yuho's range. Posse throwing a pretty similar line, just a little bit closer. Looks like it worked.
Yeah.
Seppo's behind that bush. There he is, throwing over it. And parked.
Keeping it close, not losing any strokes to anybody.
Yep, put the pressure on Simon to match him. Whoop.
Ooh, off the pin.
Almost skipped it in. Yuho with a nice birdie putt. And looks like we're looking at another star frame.
Nicely done, gents.
Yeah. A lot of par 4s on this course, pretty cool.
Yeah. Some of them I think are probably par 3s.
Yeah.
Those, 450-ish ones.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they're really technical, which is cool.
Yeah. Hole 14 is up next. Seppo still got that one-stroke lead.
Veteran pro Dave Feldberg is one of the commentators for our Japan Open story. Here's a look at a piece featuring Dave from our archives.
Hello, I'm Dave Feldberg, and I wanted to talk to you today about grips. I'm sure that most players at tournament level have learned about the power grip and the fan grip and all the many grips out there. But I want to talk to you about one of the misconceived notions about grips. The first part I want to mention is most players have learned that when throwing a driver, they use a power grip with 4 fingers some way tucked under the rim and gripping it tightly in their hand. Well, the common mistake amateurs and up-and-coming pros make is they choose their mid-range disc and they try to throw it the same way. And what this causes is a lack of disc control because the disc is bigger, you cannot get as much hand on top of it, and you tend to spray it left or right more often. I know you'll get more spin that way and you can throw them farther, but a mid-range disc is for accuracy and not for distance, and that's what you got to remember. So most top players, from me to Barry to Climo to Jenkins, switch to a grip called a fan grip for mid-range discs. And this is instead of tucking all the 4 fingers on there, even though it feels good, we put it in our hand so that the crease of the disc lies in this first digit of your hand. This allows you to have control, and when you're throwing, you'll be able to come out, and it's the last part it touches is that crease right there. You can easily be much more accurate. It'll cause you to throw a more nose-up, controlled approach shot, which most players at this level need to get. So remember, power grip on drivers, but switch to a fan grip. Now, it doesn't have to be that fan grip if you're not comfortable with your hand like that, but something where you have more of your fingers on the plate side so that you can control the disc. It's bigger, and this will give you a much better up and down game. This is the modified fan grip. And how it works is it goes in this digit on the bead, trying to touch the plate. The middle finger gives you your stabilization of the flight plate, and then your pinky tucks it in and your finger stacks. This is the most common fan grip that players use. This is the driver grip, and for some reason, we don't know how, me, Nate Doss, Steve Rico, Climo, Schultz, Jenkins, we all throw this exact same grip and we never showed each other. And that's the 2 fingers in the middle being tucked against the inside of the rim and the other 2 being flat on the rim, causing a modified power grip where we can actually control and still get much spin and distance on it. A lot of players seem to want to go like this when they hear about power grip, but this causes a lot of loss of accuracy. We can still get the same amount of power and a little more accuracy by getting these fingers flat like your fan grip, so it's in your hand, and then having this still in a crease so your hand has that same comfortable muscle memory. Key to all these grips is a lot of players want to do this, a lot of players want to do this. There should be an imaginary plate, and you could do it with see-through discs. Let me grab one. Where you can actually see what I'm talking about is that this part of your thumb should meet this part of your finger, and this should be where you grip. That's the grip. If you look at it through the see-through,
Right on top.
Right on top, it's right there. See?
Oh yeah, do that again.
See, it's right there. See the finger? See the thumb right on top of it. If you put it over here, then you're pushing away from the power. Put it over here, you're slipping out of the power. You want it right on top of your strongest finger. And that was Dave Feldberg with grips. Keep practicing in the field. Remember that every grip is different for every person, but modify one that fits in your hand for the best.
We now return to coverage from the European Disc Golf Championships. Viewers might recognize the commentary crew from earlier shows. These are the cats behind the Central Coast disc golf videos we've featured many times.
This one's 564 feet, par 4, OB left and right, and just a really tight fairway.
Oh yeah, especially down towards the end there.
Big risk reward on if you really want to throw a driver or maybe a mid-range, and it looks like Yuho threw a mid-range right there.
Keeping it safe.
Yep, keeping it inbounds and throwing straight. Seppo taking a pretty good run. Ooh, taking a
Big ol'
hyzer
hyzer.
line. Yeah. See if he can get this come back in bounds. And getting a good flag,
He
Garrett.
did.
Yep.
Nice.
It's always nice when you have the flag guys, the spotters, you
Yep.
know, letting you know if your day's been ruined or not.
They can crush your dreams sometimes, so
They really can.
wave that red flag in your face.
Yep. Simon taking the same line as Seppo. Looks like he hung it way out there.
Yeah.
He just bombed that.
Come back in.
He
There
did.
you go.
Wow. Really cool shot from Simon. Yuho with a second shot. See the basket off to the left-hand side of the fairway down there?
Going out around those trees.
And he takes his hyzer on the second shot.
Oh.
Oh.
Still in bounds.
Yep. Posse. Is he to go straight at it?
I think so.
Yeah, throwing a little turnover mid.
So he lets that one a little high.
Yeah.
Fade off a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Seppo after that. That hyzer line looks nice on the drive. I'm liking that.
Yeah.
Got him pretty far down the fairway. He's just laid up for a bird. Gosh, look at Simon's drive. Absolutely crushed. And has this for a second shot. Kind of an interesting stance he left himself, though. Ooh. God, those Annies will cut roll.
Yeah.
They don't fade out.
Ooh, that's a little bit of a putt.
Yeah, and kind of putting towards OB and some brush as well if it doesn't make it.
Well time.
Oh. Yuho with his birdie putt?
It's a bummer. It's another stroke lost to Seppo and probably the rest of the card.
Yeah. So Posse from the woods. Oh, oh my gosh. Almost made that. Yuho for a 4. Nice par
Right
save.
in there.
Yep. He makes the ones he should, you know?
Yeah.
And Seppo getting another stroke on the card actually right here. Card and a bird. Posse's going to tap in a 4 along with Simon.
Seppo's liking that. He's
Yeah.
got, what, 4 holes left?
4 holes left. 2-stroke lead. Bringing us to hole 15. 597-foot par 4. OB far right, which hopefully shouldn't come into play. And Seppo has the box after carding that bird. He's throwing a huge Sky
Yeah.
Annie, Garrett.
A lot of power behind that one.
Wow. Yeah, he got down there.
Yeah. Fell down in the open.
Yep, that's pretty much all you can hope for when you're throwing a bomb like that. Yuho's taking a lower line. Looks like he got out there. He says meh.
Meh. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not mad, not happy.
Yeah. Posse with his pull. Also taking the lower line that Yuho took.
Getting it out there.
Mm-hmm. And Simon's like, yeah. I can
take
throw
that big one.
Yeah. Huge Sky Annie shot. Oh.
Oh.
Did not get the fade at the end he needed.
Pretty risky shot then if you have that risk of going OB.
Yeah. I wonder if he's taking chances down by 2 at 4.
Yeah.
You know? God, that was just a huge throw, though. So Posse's second. Basket's off and then to the right of the dark area. There it is.
And I skip up there.
Yeah.
He likes it.
The crowd likes it. Yep.
Everybody does.
Yeah, pretty good gallery.
Yeah.
Out here watching this. So Simon's third after the OB stroke.
Good shot.
Yep, just laying up for 4. Seppo has a tough look on his second shot here.
Give himself the opportunity to take another stroke of on Simon.
Yep, insurance stroke. Wow, that was a straight forehand.
Laser.
Yeah, really, really buttery.
Butter.
Super smooth. Posse tapping in the bird. Simon's going to come tap in his par. And Yuho and Seppo. Carding birds as well.
That was a cool hole. I'd say that's a legitimate par 4.
Yeah,
Sure.
it was, definitely. Right on. Seppo's stretching his lead to 3 with 3 to play. Putting the pressure on Simon. He's got to do some work now or never. And Yuho, too, actually. They're both tied.
Yeah.
Seppo's up first, and it's another Skyani shot.
You got knocked down?
It looked like it, right?
Yeah.
Yuho's pull. He got it way up there.
Go. It's probably closer to what Seppo was looking for.
Yeah. Even kind of cut rolled towards the basket there at the end. See the gap they're trying to hit right there.
Yeah, it's pretty far out there.
It really is, yeah. And
Heiser flipping something so you get that late turnover.
Mm-hmm. Simon just absolutely crushed that.
Simon's trying to get there in one.
He is, isn't he? Wow.
It's a monster throw.
Finished pin high. Unreal. So Seppo, after the tree kick, still getting pretty close.
Yeah.
Give him a look for a 3. Posse, after a nice drive, just has this for an up and down for a 3.
Nice.
Should be no problem. Yuho just laying up for a 3 as well.
Simon's got to have a putt at this thing.
He does, right?
Oh, in the bushes, huh?
Yeah, or that or around the bushes. All I could do is lay up. Faded just a little early.
Yep.
Would have been parked. So Seppo to keep that lead. Oh,
Ooh.
It misses. Simon and Yuho are going to get a stroke on him. Posse does as well.
All these guys are playing pretty solid. Not a lot of mistakes out of them.
Yeah, you're not seeing any short putt misses or, really bad upshots when they should be parking it. Yeah. Really solid games all around. So Seppo taps in the par, loses a stroke to everybody. Simon and Yuho, 2 back, 2 to go. Hole 17, 210-foot par 3. Downhill, shorty. OB if you go super long. But
Just got to hit your gap.
Mm-hmm. So Yuho opting for the standstill there.
Paid off.
Oh, parked. Posse's pull.
Looks pretty good, too.
Mm-hmm. Nice little friendly tree kick right there. Never hurt.
Simon throws a spike Heiser around everything.
Yeah, right. Ooh.
A little long.
I think he was ace running it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, there's only one way to catch up.
Yep.
Seppo up last. Oh. A little too much
Shanked a little
on that
bit,
one.
yeah. Well, Simon's the big putt.
Yeah, it is. Put the pressure on.
Get it. Oh,
what?
what'd that bounce off of?
Oh, a little sniper branch
Man.
or something. That looks so good. Seppo, this pretty much seals the deal. Well, I guess Yuho could still make a birdie and be 1 back. Oh, and he doesn't do that. Posse to Carter Bird.
Nicely done. He's got a bunch.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah. Yuho for his birdie. Parked right there, no problem. And Simon and Seppo are going to come tap in their pars. I believe Seppo's lead is down to 1 over Yuho now.
Oh, yeah.
And Simon is 1 back of that. And that's going to bring us to hole 18, 807-foot par 5. Par 5
hole.
gives you some time to do some work here.
Yeah.
Especially with all the OB off to the right. And Yuho is up first, throwing Annie.
Turn that quite a bit.
Ooh, you see that kick off the fence right there? Super cool. Posse's throw. Also headed towards the fence. Is he throwing a roller?
Almost looked like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
He got it down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stay down.
OB.
See how far Simon throws this one?
Yeah, right.
Him and Seppo both will probably
Throw
launch him.
about a mile.
Yeah.
But you gotta wonder if Seppo's gonna play a little safe with the 1-stroke lead.
Probably.
Yeah. Simon just booms it out there, Garrett.
It looks like that wasn't really fading too much.
No.
Yeah, still have 3 more throws.
Yep, in the fairway, and it's not out of bounds. You're right about Seppo. He bombed it out there. I wonder if he's going to stay in bounds. Oh, he's throwing a roller as well. But
Yeah. Hits the fence and stays safe.
yep. Yuho's second, hanging out over the OB. Ooh.
Get back in. Oh, man.
Super close. Simon's second. And he's trying to get...
Yeah, should be able to park that for an eagle.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty much par for Simon.
Yep. I'm sure Seppo has something similar too.
Yeah. It's looking pretty nice. Maybe a little short, but it's doing work.
Forward skip.
Oh, take it back. Pin high, just a little left. Nice up. So Posse with his third after taking the OB stroke for rolling that way.
Nice shot.
Really nice up shot. Still carding a bird with an OB stroke.
Yeah, not bad.
Nope. Yuho's up shot.
Go in.
Oh my gosh.
Safe. Nice backdrop there for him.
Yeah. Seppo just laying up.
Laying up for the win.
Yep, he knows he has it. So Simon for an eagle and give him second place.
Yep.
And he takes it. Or at least ties right now. So Yuho, oh, this is for a fifth. So Simon
Yep, Simon took.
took second place. Yuho taking third with that putt. And Posse has this for birdie and finished fourth. Nice work.
There you go. Nicely done.
Yep.
Good play from everybody. Simon had a couple errant shots that probably cost him it, but overall everybody played pretty well.
And there's your 2014 European Championships champion,
Yeah.
Seppo Padre.
Congratulations.
Yeah, really nice work. Kid has some talent, Garrett.
Yeah. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of really good throws, really good players. Whoa!
Oh no! It really was windy out there.
I guess so. No fooling. But there they are, guys. And thanks for watching. And we'll catch you around.
And the winner, 2014 Open Champion, Juan Seppo Padre.
For our final segment, we return to Spin TV's coverage of the 2014 Japan Open, a tournament so grand it only happens every other year.
This tournament compared to other tournaments, how does fatigue factor in?
It was very tiring, you know, with the time changes and the playing all day and the weather. Even as a young man, I struggled with it, but as an old man coming to this tournament, I could see that it takes a passion of a 20-year-old to stay in it.
Yeah, it's definitely something that, you know, disc golfers, you have to have stamina to play in this tournament and in these conditions. You can see it on the faces.
So
of
see,
everybody.
Paul, this is why I think Paul's #1 in the world right now. You see the consistency? He mimicked his line within a foot. And why I'm still able to hang with the kids is I could still mimic his line within a foot. And we were able to throw very similar shots on the same hole.
And that's just a signature Paul Macbeth hyzer that he, like you said, he's able to mimic. And you're looking at that line and said, okay, let's go. Let's get it.
Now, let's see. These are why Nico is one of the best, him and Ricky, is that after those poor shots the first time through, look, easy adjustment for a top professional.
And tell me about that. So you see somebody who is throwing so consistent, and you need to make that adjustment. As a professional, you know, what do you tell yourself? How do you pep yourself up to say, okay, I can do that better?
Well, because with us, we don't do distances. Most of us, we do by feel. So if he was 30 right, like they were last time, they can just feel, they can feel that change and make that change on the next shot. And if you let us play a hole twice in a row like this, most of the top 10 in the world will be able to make easy adjustments and get closer to the basket.
And I brought this up earlier in one of the previous videos that I call it the 4-digit separator. When if you have to make these particular shots and you're worried about it, you know, you're worried about the tight OB or you're worried about having to throw the same shot you already threw, you're probably not 1,000 rated, but the 1,000 rated guys, they look at that as an opportunity.
Yeah, craving. If I only get to play a hole once and I miss it, I'm upset. I want to play a tournament where I get to play a hole more than once so I can make that adjustment, and then I can still shoot under on that hole.
And that's a great little bit of advice. We're going to finish up hole 18. We've got one more round to make. We're going to go back to hole 1.
Very interesting that we're going back to hole 1 again. I've never done this. You know, I've been in Final Nines all over the world, and at first I was a little, I don't know about this, but it was kind of interesting. It was enjoyable. We played, you know, the gallery got to watch us the whole time, and like you said, I was able to get better and better on the holes as we went by.
And you get to repeat that shot. You get to try new lines, push
Paul
it a little
can't
further.
get off the tee here. This hole has got his number. Look at him. You can see, you never see him like that. It's really got his number.
It was tough. Paul, not somebody who usually shows a whole lot of emotion during a round, and you could tell he was frustrated all day during the 5th round and during the final 9 with what was happening. But, you know, you got to keep playing through it, and let's talk about that. You know, how do you keep yourself in it? You know there's not a lot of time left. You've just got to power through it. What are you telling yourself?
You're telling yourself, keep throwing your best shots, dig deep. You know, you're here for a reason. So show the crowd what you're made of, and hopefully it'll be your time. And like Ricky right there, you can see he relaxed after the last couple holes after making that birdie, and he launched his longest drive on this hole right down the center, and he made the adjustment that needed to be if you're going to win the tournament.
And there's a big difference when you come down to these last few holes and having only a couple stroke lead and having that nice cushion. It definitely takes something off your mind. Oh, there's a nice dodge by the spectator right there and not get hit by the disc.
Paul was just trying to get safe. I don't think he wanted to be in the bunker again. And this is one of the better shots I saw out of Nico for the final 9. You know, I know he made a lot of nice putts, but to keep a 150 this long in the air and stalling like this and not go OB, fantastic play.
That's definitely a professional level shot right there. You could see the extended follow through in order just to keep that disc from hyzering and put it just long enough to have a putt.
Ricky was really playing smart and safe, and his disc was getting great skips out of that short grass. He was playing it smart. I tried to adjust, you know, throw it a little shorter than last time so I didn't have to make a 35-footer, and I hit a great right there. There's a little hole. I hit it, I landed in it. You see it there where Paul's at, and I skipped off it.
Paul's going to lay up and put it.
And it rolls over the hill, which was really surprising. Now he's facing up, making a putt for a 5, and this hole's just really eating at him. Ricky wants to put it away right now for the 3.
And that's a really common design element of these courses is putting the pins up on these little undulations where you've got to really pay attention to how your disc lands. So tell me a little bit about that challenge.
Well, you can see as Nico airballed it there, it puts a pressure on every shot. If you don't hit metal, you're in trouble. And here I can't get my left foot on the ground. I'm trying to putt off one leg uphill. Very difficult. I lifted my body and went too high. So the challenge of those hills is difficult, and I think Paul's feeling the pressure here. This is big putt for him. And I think if he doesn't make this, which he does, he could have trouble finishing the 9.
And that's one of those just moments where you know the guy's a 2-time world champion for a reason, because he can have a mistake and he can come back and make a great putt to combo.
It was clutch right in the heart. And Nico right here, unbelievable. You know, he missed that putt the first time around, and that was for a 3. This was for a 4. It seems like he puts a little pressure on himself for the birdie, but there he knows he has to make it, and he comes through.
And Ricky's going to tap in for his 4. All he has to do is par out to win. I mean, tell me about being in that mental position. You just have to par to win. Is that more pressure or is that less pressure?
It's more pressure because the way, like you said, with these hills and all the OBs, I had that position, and I was just trying to get pars, and those discs will get up and walk away out there, and they'll roll into bunkers, and you'll have to make putts.
You definitely find some unexpected skips, rolls, trickles, things like that they react very differently than their max weight counterparts. It would be very interesting to see this tournament played with 175
oh
max
my
weight
God,
discs.
I don't know. I think that the disc would go so far down those mountains we might not ever find them again.
Especially with some of the power that all these guys have.
Again, he won't let go of it in the middle, and he's playing these extra safe shots. This time, he gets down there a little further.
He's been about the same position that he was last time as they approach hole 2 once again. And Ricky's going to correct.
Oh, beautiful adjustment. I mean, this is where you know that the tournament's over in my mind.
And he really has nailed that high hyzer flip breakover to fade. And you can see that the distance he's getting on his drives is top caliber even for, you know, this level of player.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing my best to get just behind him. I'm following him around. He's now got the line. He's the player I'm following now. And I think this is the moment for Paul McBeth in the 9. And he nuts it.
That's
right down
perfect.
the center.
And that's a great adjustment. You see everybody else take a very high route, and he pins it right in the middle, a little lower, getting it to the ground, staying where you want to be, looking at the hill from the right angle on your
Doesn't it
upshot.
look like Nico's made the adjustment this time and thrown it even further, so he's going to be right under it this time, right? Again, not even close. It's such deception.
The par 4 challenges and the sucker pins have really they take a lot out of you. And tell me about that mentally. So twice in a row, you're throwing that shot, and it's just not getting there. You know, do you make the adjustment, or do you just tell yourself keep throwing?
Just keep throwing, because you know that if you juice up too much there, it's OB. So he's, he'd rather be short. And just like with me here, I'm facing it. I have to hit a little tiny gap, and I nick the leaves out. And I know it's short, but short's safe, and long is real bad.
And that's a great shot out of there. The trees were in the line, and you just had to find that little window and get it out safe.
And this is how you knew Rick is going to win. Look, he's underplayed it, but with the perfect angle, so it rolls right up to the pin.
That's a great little skip roll up there, just making his putt a little bit easier. Getting a little more confidence going into these last couple holes.
Another layup.
More layups. A lot of layups this weekend.
So he just made this putt from maybe 10 feet or closer last time around. And I thought maybe he'd put this in. Put a lot of pressure on him, but he got a bad break roll away here. But it's stuck.
Should be no problem for Nico the way he's been putting.
I thought if I don't make this putt right here, this is what I was thinking, I have no chance to get anything but fourth, so I got to put this in even if there's a cliff behind it.
It's a big opportunity, and that's another reason why you're world champion. That's a great putt. Putting it right in the chains.
All week I laid those up to get in to make the finals, and that was my first attempt to try to make one. I was surprised to win it myself.
And everybody's going to tap in right here, and we're going to go on to the last 2 holes. Holes we've seen before. Another par 4. If you don't remember, it's 185 meters, 606 feet long. You've got the cart path that's going to play OB, and my bet is we're going to see Nico throw another roller here.
Yeah, I am going to be surprised if he throws a roller here. In my mind, at this point, when we're driving down the cart, I'm thinking, what are they going to do on this hole? How do I have to play it? Me and Climo are talking as he's my caddy, and he's saying, get the 4, and you'll have a chance to get, third. That's what we're thinking. So, again, I put it right down the middle. I really had this drive figured out.
You just got to put it right in the middle, play it safe, and then get up and down on that tight green, and then you have the opportunity for a 3, but you can play it short of the rock, have a pitch over, and still look at a 4 very easily.
Ricky here switches to the forehand, and in my mind, he was saying, I'm not pulling a Feldberg from 2010. You won't beat me. I'll take a 4 from this side. I'm not taking a 5 from the other.
And he gets a little fortunate roll out of those trees. It looked like it was penetrating and then just back spun right out, and that's the moments when you know it's your tournament to win, and you just got to go out and take it.
So now he overturns it, and I think he's made another mistake, but it hops over the road, and finally he gets it to work out for him. And this is a big play for him. If that doesn't work out, I don't think he finishes second.
And that is a great play. He was practicing it all. He hit the cart path in the 5th round, and then didn't get it overturned on the first time around, and he finally corrects and gets that shot.
And if you notice in Paul here, he's throwing the last few drives really low. He's going to make sure he's in bounds now. He feels the opportunity that he just has to keep it in bounds and play smart shots, and he's going to be able to stay in his position or move up.
You can definitely see that his focus has shifted. The style of shots that he's throwing has shifted. He's playing for position. You're playing for position.
This
so
shot
this
to
is the
me,
battle.
he closed me right here. That was the shot over the rock. Pretty AVR shot up the middle. I have nothing to say other than great shot. I reached for my Cenas. I gave it my best effort, and I put it up high so it had a chance to at least make land. And as designed, rolls back into the bunker. Wasn't a good enough shot.
And that's a tough green right there. We've been talking about it all tournament, and it's definitely been a position decider coming down
Nico
this stretch.
clutches up right here. This disc, he clutched up all weekend, this black disc, and again, he's clutched right up to the basket. And both of them just closed me out right there and said, we'll battle for second.
All right, Ricky's just going to lay up here, like we said,
Just
play par golf.
Gonna have 5 for the last hole, 4 for the last hole. He's smiling now. Now we got him smiling. Now I have this OB here. I know I'm OB. In my mind, I'm OB. But I'm just trying to make a precedent. A lot of people push the rules this weekend about where the grass goes into the bunker, and I just want to make a precedent for the future that we have to start not believing that way and just see the integrity of lines and play them as OBs.
And I could see you're upset on that, and that's that putt you just wanted to make.
Yeah, I just wanted to say to the people, I'll take my OB, but let's all start taking our OBs and play by the game and self-govern ourselves a little more.
And
for the future.
Nico's going to hit his putt. These should be tap-ins right here. And there's really not a whole lot left to do but shake hands and say good round. I mean, what are your overall thoughts on this tournament, and are you looking forward to 2016?
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to 2016. This was my first year competing with the Latitude brand on the products at this tournament, and they performed well for me, but I need more experience with them, just like I did it. I came here the first time with the Nova, I took 4th, and then I moved up to 1st, and I'm hoping that I can, reach for that in 2016, probably my last year to play Open without a Masters next to my name.
And it's definitely been a long grinder tournament. Are you a fan of tournaments that have this many rounds packed that tight, or what's?
When I was the three of their age, I wanted more golf. The more golf meant more skill, meant I'd win in the end. But as I get younger, I prefer the 1 round a day setup.
The 1 round a day setup is traditional in disc golf and in golf as well, but you know, sometimes you also don't want to travel to Japan, pay all this money, and not get to play a lot.
Interesting how Nico has 2 strokes here. He just played it to the right and said, I'm getting second. I don't care, Paul. I'm sure you're going to park it, so I'm getting second no matter what.
And it's just like that. Sometimes you have to make that strategy adjustment, pick your position, realize that somebody else is going to take the tournament.
All I had left was to throw an ace for the crowd with a latitude disc, and I thought I'd give it a shot. Oh, that was close, I thought.
He took it was a little bit long on the backside, but it was a great line nonetheless. And gonna have a look for ending on a birdie. And you want to end on a birdie. You want to leave Japan with a good thought in your mind.
Now, we talked about that shot he threw there. During practice, I said, Ricky, anything to the right's a W. It's a W. And every time we threw a practice shot that landed not in the bunker, that's a W, he said.
That's a W.
And so he did it. He played the smart layup, and I'm proud of the kid.
Yeah, he's gonna lay up here, and just like earlier in the year, gonna get that.
Ooh, that wind's tough.
Putt. That wind is tough. You're looking at, looks like a left to right, so a right to left from your perspective.
Only person to birdie 18 3 times, Paul there.
Paul, and you know that hurts when the other time through he just took that unfortunate roll into the bunker. But that's why it's been a battle. That's why it's been a great season to watch with a lot of great players playing a lot of fantastic golf.
Yeah, I mean, the level right now is really high. If you don't come out and make all your putts, I didn't see Ricky miss but 1 putt in 3 rounds. In the last 3 rounds on the final 9. So if you're not making them all, you're not winning right now.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, you've been on tour for a number of years now. You've seen players come and go. You've seen the levels change. What is it like competing against these kids nowadays versus, when you were first getting on the tour?
Well, when I was first getting on the tour, if you got hot with your putter and you had the driving skills of these kids like some of us did, you knew you won. Now you come to that card and there's 3 others who are doing the same thing that weekend. And it's got to get scary. Some of them had skills that they just could focus on, and I knew I could get past it on certain courses, but they opened their minds, and many of them, like Ricky, let me work on his backhand. Nico had me work on his, spin putt. Stuff like that added things to their games where now they can score from every direction. They score sidehand, backhand, putting, rollers. I mean, they're the complete package. I consider them the next generation of maybe it went Climo went to me, and then I added some things to the game, and now it's being passed from Avery's and the Dosses and me down to this generation. And they've added so much to their skill levels that if you want to be a top pro these days, you better learn all the shots and all the different angles.
It's definitely more crowded at the top, and like you're saying, these guys are complete players that it's very hard to find flaws. You've just got to kind of make it your weekend when you get the opportunity.
And that's how golf's at. You look at a golf tournament, they're all within 10 strokes. It should be about the best in the world and someone having a good weekend. And it's still a pleasure for me to be able to stand here with these young gentlemen on the screen. There's not so many more moments like this, and the opportunity to be seen with these young kids and be a part of it. I understand how Climo felt back then when I was a kid.
Well, definitely, it's been a pleasure to watch this tournament. It's a pleasure to have you come and lend your insight, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, James. I look forward to it, and keep watching Spin TV.
That's right. Keep it locked. We've still got more videos to come from Japan. This will wrap up our tournament coverage, but we got a couple extra featurettes you don't want to miss. This is Jamie Thomas, Dave Feldberg saying sayonara from the land of the rising sun.
It's time to wrap this episode up. Thanks to the folks at Spin TV and LCGM8 for sharing their productions. And thanks to the PDGA for supporting Disc Golf Live. Thanks also to the folks who schlep our shows to their local stations for broadcast. Until next time, drive carefully.